House Rules Review. My name is Jonathan Dilfer, and this is my wife Emily.
Hi guys.
Today we're going to talk to you about Klondike Rush. Now, this is another one of the Christmas or winter themed games that we are talking about because we're bringing this to our Christmas in July event at Serenity Games in Seminole, Florida. That'll be July 27th. If you get a chance to come check that out. Klondike Rush is a really cool economic game. The idea behind this is this is the Klondike Rush era, the big gold rush in like the 1849s, 1749s. Don't smash my history. It's not important. What is important is how you play. And one of the cool things with this game is you're basically trying to build mining camps as far out in the Klondike as you can. So you're an investor. You start out with a set amount of money. You start out with $30. And $30 back then was a lot of money, but it still doesn't go very far. You have to be very careful with your money. There is a point in the game where you can use what's called a profit card. It's a one-time card. When you cash it in, you get money equivalent to all of your investments up to that point. And I'll kind of show you how that works. But that's really it. There's no other influx of money in the game. Now, I will just give a caveat early on that this game can be super hard for new people to play because it's super unforgiving. If you spend all your money really quickly, what ends up happening is everyone else is taking their turn and spending money and you have no money to do anything. And it's really tempting to cash this in early. And then what happens is you blow all your money again and make poor choices a second time when you get that influx of money. And that's it. In a lot of cases, you're done. The game does not have a catch-up mechanism or a way to get more money. There are instances where you can try to wait for other people to get the board positioned right, where you can maybe snag a little bit of extra funds. But overall, there's not another chance to get money throughout the game. Now, my friends and I, and Emily and I, have talked about house ruling this in some fashion so that there is a way for the guy who's in last place to get additional money throughout the game. One of the ideas that we bounced around was basically if you, on your turn, if you can't do anything and you just pass, then you get $1. Now, $1 doesn't sound like a lot. You do that for a couple, 3 turns, and then you actually might have enough to do something. We've not tested that. You can definitely give it a try. Let me know in the comments below how that works for you. We'll probably try it on one of our plays here soon. But I haven't found online a great house rule option or variant for this that keeps the same gameplay and helping out that guy that can't do anything. That said, I'm going to show you the board real quick and show you how the gameplay works. We'll just do like a couple of brief scenarios and then we'll talk about how we feel about the game as well. I'm going to tilt this down just a little bit here. So this is the board, and you can see I have all these tokens face up. And there are all these different images on there. There's one for the abominable snowman. There's a wild here, which has one of every symbol. There's fish. You saw the crystal a minute ago. There's moose. There are furs. And so what happens is, on the board, you have a base camp, which counts as the first initial mining investment for everyone, right? And then on a player's turn, you'll flip over a card. If you're playing a couple players, you might flip over 2 cards. And then you'll bid on these cards. And they'll have things like extra contracts, which a contract lets you gather up these tokens that are on the board and cash them in for money. If I get 3 fish and I cash them in, I can get $12. That's a third of the money I started the game with. So that's really good, right? But I have to find those fish tokens. And you can see like some of them are spread out way over here. So it might take me a minute to get to that. You have the crate is your contract. These things here are shares, and that basically means that I have 2 shares in blue. This is the blue card. So if blue is at 1, then I have $2 worth of blue. If blue was at, and there's a little tracker up here, let's say there were 5 blue huts out, then this would basically mean that these 2 shares are worth $10. And that worth is both endgame and when I cash in my one-time profit card, right? There are other cards that will have mines, and that means that you get a mine to be able to build. When you build, You go a path from the nearest mine of the same color and trace it out wherever you're wanting to build. If nobody's built here yet, then this connection costs me $2. Let's say I don't want this token, maybe I want the wild. Then if I'm going straight to the wild, I'm paying this connection at $2, this connection at $1, so this would cost me $3 to build the mine here, and then I'd grab this token, right? Now if, let's say I'm building red again, I can trace from this one and just do $2 to go here. If I'm building blue, let's say that these were already built here, right? I'm tracing from the nearest blue possible. If I was to build here, it'd be $1 because of that connection, which is a little hard to see. If I want to go this way, I can do that. Any connection that is between two mines that are built, even if they're not my color, are just 1. So $1, $2 there. The new connection is $2. So I'd be placing 4 to place this blue here, counting from the nearest blue that's available. And that's pretty much how the game works, is you're just on your turn, you're bidding for these cards, and it is a bid where every player gets one opportunity to bid. So player 1 might bid $2, player 2 has to decide if they're going to outbid them or pass, so he might bid $3. Player 3 could bid $4 or pass, but everybody gets one chance to bid. So player 1 won't get another chance to bid on this. So if they really want it, they have to bid high early. Now there is a variant where you can get what's called a last bid card. And this lets you bid again during a bidding phase, even if you've already bid once. But it's a once a game burn, just like your extra money. So that's pretty much the game. Now, with the economic portion of this money at the end. So in a perfect world, what you want to do is try to spend as little money as possible on bidding, get as many of those shares in colors that have a lot of huts out as possible, and then cash in your one-time burn card for extra money as late as possible. In some cases, you can wait the whole game and never cash it in. At the end of the game, everyone collects money as if they cashed one of these in at the final round, and if you still have it, you can cash it in right then and collect again and basically double down. It's tough to do that, but really worthwhile if you could pull it off. Em, what did you think about the game? We played it a few times.
This is a good game, and I like all the concepts of the different things that you can find along the way and how you can use them to get end game points. But the thing that I found was sometimes it gets complicated because you do run out of money very quickly if you're not careful with how much you have. Because if you're trying to get from one of your huts way over across the way to get the next thing that you have on your card that you really, really need to get for points, it can be hard. So you just got to be very careful with your decisions and how you go about doing it.
Yeah, that's really true. And the other thing that is interesting is sometimes you'll get into these kind of not bidding wars but bidding decisions,
right,
where somebody, if they have a lot of money, then they can easily outbid everyone. But then it's a trade-off because, yeah, they have a lot of money now and they're outbidding everybody, but then later they're going to run out. And then those people that they outbid early can buy stuff for super cheap.
Right.
So it's like a hard decision of when do I bid high? So our camera cut out there for a second. But anyway, so, I mean, like, you know, the game has some really good decision making. It's really pretty. I love the figures. And the Yeti, which is the first player marker, he's cool. Super cool. As a note, I don't think I mentioned it, but these Yeti tokens, whoever has the most of these at the end of the game gets a $25 reward, which can really swing the game too. Because say maybe you're losing on everything else, but you get that $25 bonus, that can push you into the win. So it's cool. It's a lot of fun. We really like the theme. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I mean, it's definitely a game worth playing and trying out. And like he said, we're going to have it on the 27th at Serenity Games, so feel free to come and play it with us.
Cool. All right, well, hey, thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing, I'll have some other links for different videos and a subscribe button. Definitely check us out some more. Thanks for watching. Keep gaming.
Bye.